In this video, I'm going to show you how to navigate your family tree. Once you log into FamilySearch.org, you'll see something like this, although it may differ from person to person. Regardless of what you see here, once you've logged in and you see your name up here, go ahead and click on Family Tree, and then Tree. This will bring up your family tree in landscape view, and you can go ahead and just start exploring. Now if you don't see this, I'll show you how to get there in just a minute. As you can see, here's my account, James Eric Gaskin, with my wife, Nicole Knight, and here are our children. My parents on top, her parents on bottom, my grandparents, her grandparents, and if you click on an arrow, it will expand it off to the right. And you can click and drag in any of the gray space. Here are more, and we can do more, and more. And if we want, we can zoom out with the minus. You can see how far we can go, or we can zoom back in. And if there's anyone in particular that we'd like to see in more detail, we can click on their name, and you can see we can click on their tree to go to their tree so that they are now the source. Instead of me, it would be my great-grandpa. We can also see what ordinances have been done and some basic information about that individual. I just clicked outside of that to close that. Now on every box here, you should be able to click on the drop-down for children. Each of these is also clickable, and you can close that just by clicking children again. And there are many other ways to explore this. Right now we are in landscape view, but if you click here, you'll see that there's a portrait view, which is useful if you're on a mobile device. Or you can go to fan chart. A lot of people like this view. And you can change how many generations it displays. Let me reduce this down to 5. Right now I'm having it display the ordinances that are ready to be done. You can see the legend right here. You can also click on photos and it'll show you which ones have photos or where they were born. Mostly United States, some unknown. And you can just do family lines. So that's the fan chart. You can also click on descendancy. Now this doesn't do much for me. I don't have any grandchildren yet. But if I were to go back up, I can select who in my line I want to see the descendants for. Let's do my grandpa. So here is my grandpa and his wife and their children. This happens to be my father. If I click on the arrow, I can expand that. Here's my mother. Here are my siblings and me. I can expand that. And here is my wife and our children. So there's one quick way to see the family line. I'm going to go back to the default view. That's landscape. Now if you don't see a family tree here, it means that your account isn't connected to the Grand Family Tree yet. One way to find yourself is to go up here to Search, Family Tree, and search for a deceased relative. I'll do my grandpa. That's Herbert Lee Gaskin. Search. And here's his father, and here is my grandpa. If I click on my grandpa, I can then go to his tree, and I see that here he is, my grandpa. Here's my dad, so I know that if I expand backwards, I should find myself. Hey, there I am. And then what I can do is I can click on myself and click on tree, and that will make me now the source of this tree. There we go. Well, I hope you enjoy exploring. Perhaps in a subsequent video, I'll show you how it's possible to trace your line back to Adam.